What's up, guys? Lake and Katie here, and today we're going to be talking about marathon weekend and our excitement, our plans, and some tips and tricks to help you with the weekend. Hype! So we are very excited for the weekend. I will be running my first marathon, and we will be running the 10K together.
Yes.
Going for someone's 10K PR.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I am guaranteed a marathon PR.
Woohoo!
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to get to the 10K PR. I think I'll be close, though.
You got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are very excited for the weekend. We've got lots of fun plans. We are staying at some new places as well. So that is all cool and exciting. Yes. So we're going to kind of go by how our weekend is looking and kind of throw in some tips and tricks intermittent with that. We are actually going to be getting there Thursday. The Expo starts on Wednesday because Thursday is the day of the 5K. Neither of us are running that race, so we're not particularly concerned with it. But if you are running that race, it's the pretty standard Epcot 5K course. There's a lot of outside the park for it as well. I think it's like 2 miles outside the park and then maybe a mile inside.
That's super fun.
Yeah, nothing super exciting there, to be honest. But if you're running it, it's important for you.
All the way around World Showcase. So the unfortunate part of that, I think, is more for people who are doing dopey, because I think you run that inside World Showcase for like almost all the races. So you have to do it like 4 times.
Yeah, that tends to hold true for marathon weekend though. Anyways, so we will be going to the Expo Thursday.
So we will be seeing what merchandise is left on Thursday.
Yeah, so hopefully there's some good stuff left. We'll cross our fingers. This year, for Marathon Weekend, it is the 3-building setup. For some of the smaller races, they combined registration and the Disney merchandise into that one first building there. For this weekend, the registration is back in the,
Jostin Center?
Yes, the Jostin Center building. So you'll go back there, do your registration. The HP building is the race expo with all the vendors, and then the building up front is the arena is the
Merch.
Disney merchandise.
Oh, I didn't realize they had done that. That's cool. But they do. I mean, this is like a much larger race weekend than all the others, so it makes sense.
Yeah, typically this one in Princess they do that setup because they're the largest too.
Cool.
That's about it for Thursday, other than we're going to check in at our resort. So we are checking in at Copper Creek. Mm-hmm. It's not the only resort we'll be at this weekend, but we'll get there. We've stayed here before and absolutely loved it. We have not stayed at this resort for a RunDisney weekend, so I am excited to see how that plays out. It should be fine, though. I'm not too worried about it.
Just based on the location, I can't think of any reason why it wouldn't be a great place to stay. So probably similar to kind of staying at Fort Wilderness timing to get places wise.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got some more perks there too. We stayed here one other time, and that time we were in a 1-bedroom. This time we booked a studio, so we'll see if we get a studio or if they upgrade us again. But it's an absolutely beautiful resort, so I'm very excited to stay there.
Yeah, either way, I love it there. There's great food options there. There's a lot to do. Great areas just to hang out.
Their pool is wonderful.
Their pool is great. Both their pools are great. That brings us into Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So Friday, we are both running the 10K. Very excited for this Oswald medal.
Yeah. So it was kind of a later decision to run the 10K on my part. And then as you may or may not know, as you get closer and closer to the race, unsold dopey registrations are sometimes broken up so they can sell like the individual spots. And so we were able to kind of keep our eyes on that, and that's how Lake grabbed one.
Yeah.
So he's going to pace me for it.
Yep.
So I hope that he is really mean to me and makes me run fast.
We're going to do it. Go.
Yeah. But then
after
like
Sarge coming up the hill for the whole race.
After that, I think the only thing I was thinking about is like where to get lunch. So I kind of want to go to Wine Bar George because they always give you like a BOGO on race weekends.
They do, yeah.
And we've never partaken in that. And I'll be done running.
Yeah, so she can enjoy the BOGO and I'll drink my water.
Yeah, but other than that, I think we are going to try to meet up with some new and old friends, some people we know through the internet but haven't met in person, and then some people that we've met at other race weekends. So that should be really fun.
Yeah, lots of fun people we'll be meeting up with this weekend. So definitely make sure to check out some of our vlogs and videos we'll be doing, because we'll try to feature some of these fun, exciting people on there. That brings us into Saturday. Saturday's going to be a pretty chill day for us. We're not running any races. We are going to go and see the finish for the half marathon because, as we just mentioned, we have a lot of friends and most of them are running the half or running dopey. So we're going to go hang out at the finish line and just kind of chill out and cheer on runners. So that's going to be cool.
I thought about, too, if we get up early enough, we may not because I want him to get as much sleep as possible, but maybe going to Magic and cheering there, too, is always fun.
We could do that. We will be right there.
Early, but so that's an option too, doing the whole spectating thing. But after that race, after we're done cheering at that race, we'll be going back to check out of Copper Creek.
Yes.
And check into
Bay Lake Tower.
Woohoo!
We're very excited. This is going to be a first for both of us and a first for a RunDisney race as well.
Yeah, so the reason we did Bay Lake, that is a little bit fancier than we usually go for race weekend. But this was his first marathon. This is what we booked first before I even considered running that weekend. So we wanted to make it a very special weekend. So we decided to go big.
Yep, so staying at Bay Lake Tower, very excited, should be awesome. Probably the only downside I could think of is you have to walk from Bay Lake to Contemporary to get on the bus in the morning. No, it's not, and it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it won't be bad at all. So that'll be super fun.
Yep.
So obviously check into that hotel, but then early dinner, do you know where you want to eat?
I do not. We'll have to figure that out, but we do have to plan on a pretty early dinner because Sunday is the marathon, and the marathon starts 30 minutes earlier than in previous years.
And 30 minutes earlier than any other race you've run at Disney.
So it's a 5 a.m. start, which means we're getting up probably around 2 a.m., give or take.
Yep.
So going to be a very early morning into a very long morning.
Yep, and I love him, so I will be getting up with him.
Oh, shucks.
At least this first time.
Right.
We're still newlyweds.
But yeah, I am running the marathon. I have at least one friend I know who's going to be there running it, and I'm super excited. It's going to be my first one.
How are you feeling about it?
Good.
How's your training going?
Good.
Yay.
Good. Christmas was a little crazy, but I still feel ready for it.
But you didn't take a long period of time off. You still ran multiple times a week during that time.
Yeah, and training wise, this is the most consistent and best training that I've had for probably almost 7 or 8 months now.
Yep.
So we're good and trained. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Well, and that's what I was saying that earlier today, is that I've been running more consistently this, since Wine and Dine. Actually, since maybe about July, because I did pretty good leading up to Wine and Dine as well. This is the most consistent I've been since I ran my very first half marathon. So, good things are coming.
Yeah, all good things. So we'll kind of backtrack a little bit. Do you want to talk about the course for the 10K, since we'll be actually partaking in that event?
Yeah, so the course for the 10K is close to what we've had before. There's a few kind of odd little turns and such as you go through, but you start in the Epcot parking lot, you go up onto Epcot Center Drive, and then you come off Epcot Center Drive, you go in the back, I think by Test Track, and go and you exit out into World Showcase. Looks like in the China Pavilion. I can get this. Yes, through the China Pavilion, which I think that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out through China. Around World Showcase, you go out into the boardwalk. Around the boardwalk, back into Epcot, around the front of World Showcase, and then you exit through Norway. One awesome thing that I'm very happy about is that the end of the race, instead of pushing you back on that cast road
Yeah.
where you used to go, you kind of take a little back road and get back onto where all those old end of the route areas were, and that finish isn't a really, really long straightaway.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting running through some of that like very backstage area. I mean, we've ran through some of that in the past, but we've never ran like back behind Mission Space and all of that before.
Yeah.
So that's all gonna be kind of new for course wise.
It'll be very interesting. Apparently, we go right by a Walt Disney Imagineering building, according to this map. I don't know what that building is, but should be good. Should be cool. I'm excited. I think there's one overpass you have to run up, so should be good. This like hill right there that you have to go up. But I'm hoping that it goes really well.
I think it will.
The only thing I'm kind of worried about is I haven't run a January run since I think 15.
You ran the 10K last year.
I forget this every time we talk about it. Never mind. I ran the 10K last year. Every time I go to run a January race, I'm just scared that it's going to be freezing cold.
That is a possibility, and the weather right now is pretty much back and forth every day. So.
And it's going to be until the morning of. Like, you cannot predict it until you wake up and look at your phone that morning, I think. So, honestly, I think I would like a good 40s, 50s. Sounds cold, but we've had some really good training runs in those colder temperatures, so.
Cold-ish. It's Florida.
Florida cold temperatures.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely hope that it's cooler. I would rather not be running for 3 hours in the blistering heat and humidity, but
marathon day,
that's definitely happened many race weekends.
Yep. The course looks good to me.
Yeah. And then the half is pretty standard for the half. You're going to start in Epcot, run Epcot Center Drive to World Drive, through the Magic Kingdom parking lot, around Magic Kingdom, back up World Drive. You take the overpass. It's where Sarge is going to yell at you. And then you're back through Epcot into another kind of weird finish out and around the back. Pretty standard for the half marathon.
I guess the half marathon, correction to what I said earlier, you don't go around World Showcase in the half marathon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, all right.
But then the full has a new course. It seems pretty interesting. There's definitely some like tight turns and some kind of almost out and backish stuff. But it should be cool. I am excited for it. A lot of the park time is kind of like in and out. Because many of these parks are going to be open by the time that people are running through them. So they made it like kind of minimum impact, which stinks if you're running it, but it's still cool.
Makes sense, yeah. They have that really interesting, when you're exiting Epcot so you run kind of, I guess kind of like the 10K start into Epcot around World Showcase, then you leave and you actually run by where you started.
Yeah, so it's basically like one side of the road is the corrals and the other side of the road is going to be the race.
Yeah.
4 miles in, you're back to where you started already.
Which is going to be cool because there's going to be people who are still in that corral area, obviously moving up towards the start, that will probably... They may not be able to see the runners go by, but will still be there when the lead runners go by, I think.
Yeah. The only thing I've heard with this is that they may close the path to get to the corrals a little earlier than expected. So definitely try to be there early. I know we definitely will be.
Yeah.
But I'll start the race right away.
Yeah.
So.
And the only thing I would say to that is if you look at the corral start, you can see like where they are going to hold like the lower corrals until they move up. I think what they might be able to do in that circumstance, and this is just complete conjecture and don't like put weight on this, is they may be able to make a path like not where you would originally walk, but kind of up to wherever the back corral is at that point. But that is probably a really good thing to consider though, is that
yeah, we'll see. This is kind of the first time they've done this, like, into Epcot, out of Epcot, because they took away ESPN Sports and really made a lot of changes to kind of that latter half of the course there.
Yeah, so they had to add mileage, and I think they did it by doing this kind of double up at the beginning.
Yeah, well, and that's like easy park time for them because the park will definitely be closed for everyone's duration for that. But then you're running basically Upworld Drive, similar to the half. You'll go through the Magic Kingdom parking lot. They kind of weave you in there to get some mileage. And then you're back on the road. You'll go under the tunnel there and into Magic Kingdom. Pretty standard Magic Kingdom loop, Main Street, back around Tomorrowland through the castle. And then back out Frontierland onto that back road there. I kind of like running the back road back there. It's long and quiet for the most part, and then you get to go through past Grand Floridian, and no, you won't go past Polynesian, but you'll walk or run up along the golf course there, and then you're going to turn back onto the service road. This is the road where many of the half marathons take, like Wine and Dine. But you'll go back the service road there. Again, this is where Wine and Dine and Star Wars both go. It's where like the first 4 miles are. I like this road as well, with the exception of most people don't enjoy the water treatment plant. Sometimes it smells, sometimes it doesn't, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty long road. It's like 3 or 4 miles long.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get into your Animal Kingdom portion, which is very quick. You go in back by
Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Yep, Rafiki's Planet Watch. You'll cross the tracks and you go in there in the Africa area, and you're going to make a left and cut all the way through to Asia, and then go out Dino Land USA, right?
Yes. You go out, but you actually circle back
and then you
around.
cut back to where you came from, back on that service road. And then you go up that service road to where the light is that you may or may not have crossed before. And you're going to cut a hard right, and you're going to take the road that you would take to go to like Coronado Springs and whatnot. That's because we are heading towards Blizzard Beach. But you'll get to run by Coronado, which will be kind of cool. Again, you get to Blizzard Beach. You're very kind of in, squiggle around, and then head out.
Yeah, it looks like you kind of do a back road. Looks like you kind of go around the cross country creek attraction and then back out.
Yep. And then you're back out onto that way you came. What is that? Buena Vista?
Yes, Buena Vista.
Nice thing about this is they completely cut Osceola out of the course. This is typically regarded as like the worst part of the marathon, or even the half marathons that take that course, just because it's long highway, there's not a lot on it, and there's just a lot of like overpass. If you're later in the day,
it's so hot.
Yeah, so this is the road that you usually merge onto after being on World Drive for the half marathons. Again, no Wide World of Sports or any of that, so then you're heading right into Hollywood, and at that point you're at mile 23. Again, very quick in and out of Hollywood. You run up by the theater where they do Fantasmic, down by Tower of Terror, and then kind of out Sunset Boulevard. You'll go out the side there, and then you're onto the path that you can walk from Boardwalk to Hollywood to. Again, this is like a mile-long path. If you're later in the race, it may be congested, so just keep that in mind. And then you are on to Epcot. I believe it's a pretty quick portion of Epcot there. You go around the boardwalk.
You don't really go around the boardwalk. You go half of it, and you're going on the boardwalk side and not the Yacht Beach Club.
So you're going around the boardwalk.
Semantics.
Yes.
But then you enter in, you're going to enter into the UK Pavilion. And then you do go around the back side of World Showcase and you're exiting through China. So you're exiting the way the 10K is going to be coming in.
Yep. And then you are off to the finish line. This is, same finish line as what I believe most of the other races are. Yes. You're going to go back behind Test Track and behind Mission Space. And then you got a little quick straightaway there, and you're at the finish. So pretty exciting. Run all the parks, which is very cool. And I always like these races always have the parks you run through on the sleeve of the shirt. This is from the half, so it's got Magic and Epcot. And I'm excited.
It looks like you may, I don't know how well they're going to try to hide things and whatnot, but you may get to see some of this construction up in that kind of front corner of Epcot when you go through. You're probably going to be really tired at that point and not care.
Right.
But it may be a thing. But also for the 10K, because it exits that way too. So
yeah, it does have you running essentially right under the lift for where Guardians is going to be taking you. So you might get to see something. It might just be a bunch of dirt. We'll see.
Dirt's cool. Yeah. So are you? I mean, you've never run anything like this course before. It has a lot of new stuff. So are you excited?
I am excited. I think it will be really cool.
That you're most excited for?
This is gonna sound dumb. I'm kind of excited to run by Coronado because it should be really pretty. Being able to see the tower kind of coming up to it. Blizzard Beach, I think, will be okay. Again, it's really a quick in and out. So it would be oh wow, here we see it, and now we're gone.
Yeah.
I think the Animal Kingdom part's probably a little disappointing just because with the halves you run through a lot more of Animal Kingdom, and this is again very quick in and out. But it does include the Expedition Everest, so if you're there while park's open, you'll be able to ride that.
And I don't think you have to run around the parking lot, right?
No, you don't do any of the parking lot out there. I
hate that parking lot so much. I have no idea how I'm going to spectate this. I haven't even thought of that plan yet. I definitely want to try to get into Magic, and I think I'll have plenty of time to do that. Yeah. So the key, I'll probably try to go to TTC and then Magic and see if that works. But other than that, all those later parts, I don't know.
Yeah,
how to travel that.
Anything past 13, basically until you get to Animal or. Yeah, basically until you get to Animal. So 13 to 16 is not spectator friendly at all.
Yeah, no way.
You might be able to get to some at Animal. However, it's kind of a hike to get to Animal, so
I may skip Animal.
Yeah.
But I could probably get to either the boardwalk. Well, I don't know. I feel like boardwalk would be too close to you finishing. Maybe Holly. I feel like if I try to go to Hollywood, I might miss you finishing with the transportation. So I might just go to the end after if I get to 13. Animal, I might try to get to the end.
If you can get to Animal, you have enough time, I think, to get to the end. But if you're trying to see Hollywood or the backside of Epcot, I don't think you have enough time to make it to those.
I don't know if I have enough time to get from Magic to Animal, though.
Possibly not. That's the longest haul, no matter where you're going to be coming from.
Oh, and you know what? It's all inside. So that would, I guess the park is probably open, but that would be a pain too to have to go through security to get into the park.
Yeah, you would very much have to go.
So I might just do Magic and then go to the finish. Maybe take a nap, go to the finish.
Take a nap.
Grab some breakfast for me.
Yeah, I guess you would be pretty close to the room.
Yeah, I would be. Maybe I just don't go to the start. Or maybe I leave the start right away and go back to Bay Lake. That's probably a good idea, actually.
Back to Bay Lake and then to the...
And I could just walk over to Magic.
Could do that. It's probably your best bet.
All right. We got some
doing
some
some theory crafting here.
We will... Once I actually do this spectating for this course, which may or may not ever happen again, I will let you know what I do and my thoughts on the best way to get around.
Yes, you'll be in charge of recording your adventure here.
Oh, yes, that'll be so fun.
Yes.
And then what are you going to do after this full marathon?
We're going to sleep a lot, and we're going to eat a lot, and we're going to drink a little bit.
I'm getting really excited. I'm knocking things over. We're going to go to California Grill that
We are, yes. I forgot about that.
Super early.
Well, I'll be ready for bed at 7.
Yeah, well, usually what happens after the longer distant races is we'll eat breakfast. You're usually pretty hungry. I'm kind of hungry, but then we take a nap, and it's when I wake up from my nap that I'm really hungry. So you'll be ready.
All the food. Very excited.
Yeah, we love California Grill.
Yes. One of my favorite, probably my favorite restaurant on property.
Yeah. So that's super exciting. And then just chillaxing. We check out Monday. So maybe Monday we'll try to do some pool time or something before we leave.
Yeah, just something chill. We usually tend to head out early. We drive, but it's a quick drive. It's about an hour for us to get home. But it's still just way more convenient for us to stay on property for races.
Yeah.
Just getting up that early.
Yeah, and because we usually always do at least the challenge, or one or both of us is doing the challenge. So it sounds so terrible to me to do that drive twice. If it was just one, I've done that before, and that's not terrible. But multiple mornings in a row. That's not my thing.
Yep. That's all we have for you. We were kind of just bouncing around our plans, our excitement. Hopefully you got kind of some tips and some tricks for what we're doing this weekend. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and whatever else YouTube comes up with for you to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.
Bye.